Welcome to Newsline. 30 minutes of news from Liberia and other parts of the world. My name is Chab Davis, presenting on this Thursday, April 18, 2024 edition of the program. Stories coming up: President Joseph Boakai appoints local officials of Grand Bassa County. Information Minister Jeremy Pia urges Liberians within concession areas to always seek legal remedy to their grievances. PRC Managing Director Amos Twe assures effective utilization of the company's resources amid strong fiscal measures. And away from home, Burkina Faso expels 3 French diplomats for allegedly engaging in subversive activities in that country. We have all of these stories plus more. But first, let's go to Anthony Williams for a bulletin of news.
President Joseph Boakai has nominated local officials of Grand Bassa County, and those nominated include Madam Julia Bondo, Superintendent, Moses Henry, Development Officer, and Paul Pear, County Finance Officer. Others are James Doyen, the County Administrative Officer, and George Gabua, the City Mayor of Buchanan. The names of the nominees have been forwarded to the Senate Committee on Internal Affairs and Good Governance for confirmation. Superintendent Designate Julia Bondo previously served as city mayor of Buchanan during the administration of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Information Minister Jeremy McPeer is cautioning Liberians against acts that will undermine the country's peace and stability. Minister Pierre's statement followed recent violent protests by some citizens at several concession companies in Liberia. Speaking Thursday at MICAD regular press briefing, the information minister urged Liberians to use the legal system in seeking redress for their grievances.
It is an inherent contradiction to be arguing about illegality, but at the same time making a vow to do something that is illegal. When you say you will give the country a better Liberia.
According to Minister Pierre, Liberia is a country governed by laws, and as such, governments will not tolerate any act that threatens the stability of the country. The information minister then assured citizens of government's commitment to upholding their fundamental rights, noting that such rights come with responsibilities. The Liberia Petroleum Refining Company Managing Director Amos Twe has reported tremendous improvements in the company's financial position. Mr. Twe said the improvements derived from the introduction and implementation of strong fiscal measures that have significantly reduced excessive spending. He added that the measures supported by the board have ensured effective and meticulous use of resources received from the company's operations. The LPRC Managing Director's statement was contained in his first quarterly report submitted to the Office of the President on Tuesday. The LPRC said the submission contains a budget performance report and unaudited financial statements covering the period of January to March 2024. The coordinator for Living Water Project, Pastor Alfred Bayan, has called for budgetary increment to the Works Commission. Pastor Bayan said such support will develop sanitation under the president's arrest agenda. In an ELBC interview on Thursday, Pastor Bayan urged government to begin supporting NGOs that are constructing hand pumps and wells in communities most needed.
Yes, you need to look around those that are responsible so that you will be able to bring people that have the expertise also that are doing the work, so that they will be able to give their piece of advice, on how to alleviate the water, situation.
He also called for strong collaborative effort to urgently reduce water shortages across the country. Recently, water shortage has hit several communities in rural Montserrat, Bombing, and Grand Cape Mount counties, leaving residents in those areas to fetch water from nearby creeks. The situation, according to reports, is also said to be giving rise to the outbreaks of waterborne diseases in the affected communities. 3 hunters in Bopolu County have been sent to court for their alleged involvement in the death of their colleague, John Ross. Suspects Jerry Early, Sunday Boy Belly, and Harrison Tanu have been charged with murder and criminal conspiracy. Our correspondent said prior to the incident, the 3 men reported the mysterious disappearance of their colleague John Ross to the town chief of Goyumon Town in Oldman Sumo. And following a search by the Community Watch Forum, the skeleton of the deceased was discovered with his head cut off. Meanwhile, the 3 accused have been sent to the Bapolu County Palace of Correction awaiting court trial. Some aggrieved officers of the Executive Protection Service Thursday set up roadblock on Capitol Bypass. The aggrieved officers alleged that they have been dismissed from the EPS illegally. The situation resulted to a scuffle with police officers near a local radio station where representatives of the aggrieved officers had gone to discuss their reported dismissal. Our reporter said the ununiformed EPS officers soon displayed their assigned weapons, prompting fear and panic amongst fleeing citizens. A backup police team was later sent to the scene before calm was restored. Several citizens of Grangeda County have lauded President Joseph Boakai for the steady process in the rehabilitation of major roads in the county. And currently, the Tapita to Zweju road is being worked on by Chinese company, totaling about 115 kilometers. Our correspondent quotes Zweju resident engineer Frank Sonko as saying the ongoing works are consistent with the president's 100-day deliverables. And citizens of the county have also thanked the government for the rehabilitation, which they believe will help ease long-standing constraints they have endured over the road. They described the latest development as a move that will have a positive impact on their livelihood. And World Hunger Highway, WHH, has proffered major policy recommendations to governments around the world to improve food systems and ensure food security. The 2023 Global Hunger Index captured 125 countries globally, with Liberia scoring 32.2% at 117th place, which means the country still has serious hunger. The report called for inclusion of food systems in national laws and supported by accountability mechanisms, with young people playing central role in the decision-making processes. The also report recommended that governments, including Liberia, improve employment conditions and ensure fair wages within food systems to particularly attract young people to the agricultural sector. According to the Global Hunger Index, emphasized critical investment in health and nutrition for the youth, especially young women, to improve their well-being.
Anthony Williams and the news bulletin. He will be back on the program with the weather update and later with the foreign development. You're listening to Newsline here on ELBC Radio. We are also live online at www.elbcradio.com. One of the top stories this afternoon, Africa Coast to Europe cable now restored to full capacity a month after breakdown caused internet breakdown in Liberia. Liberians have again been reminded to use dialogue and legal means as a way of seeking redress to issues affecting them. Information Minister Jeremy Pia believes doing so will further cement the country's peace and stability. Minister Pia was speaking Thursday at MICAD regular press briefing in Monrovia.
It is an inherent contradiction to be arguing about illegality, but at the same time making a vow